Hello and welcome to the Prima Advanced User Forum. This is Mike and I'll be your host today. Chris is on chat for questions during the presentation, which should last for about 10 minutes, after which we'll open the floor for questions. So today we're going to go over Prima Agent and alternate printing options. Just following up on the last forum, where Tyler went over how to build dispatch notes and invoices on set schedules. This week we're going to demonstrate how to automatically print these documents after the jobs have been completed. Now, this could be a remote sales rep, auto printing sales documents to the sales office, auto printing after completing the sales order, sending pick notes to go to a printer in a remote warehouse at a set time, or automatically printing invoices as they're completed. We'll also take a look into printing options for those who want more of a hands-on approach, like batch processing, manual printing, and printing directly from a sales order for walk-in customers. So in order to enable all of this, we want to go ahead and set everything up. And that's the printing aspect of that starts in the Prima agent. For those not familiar, you log into the agent as you would any other application. You just go to the drop down here and select Prima agent. And this is what it looks like on the inside. So the thing to keep in mind here is that we're going to create a service and then we'll layer our jobs on top of the service, and I'll show you what I mean. So in this example, we're going to go and create a service for our headquarters location. So I'll name this HQ Print Jobs. So you want to name it, select a depot. In this case, we're going to assign that to the HQ. Your type will always be print, and we'll hit save. Once we close that, you see that your available services are listed here. Just keep in mind you can print several reports for each service, but you will need to set up a service for each depot. And we'll touch on what I mean there. Basically, we're setting up all the jobs for our HQ location. If we want additional jobs for our offsite locations, we can run those, but we'll have to set up a service for those in addition, just by going here, hitting new and edit. But right now, we're going to add 3 jobs for our HQ. And to do so, we just go to new job. And we have module dispatch note selected, so we'll build a dispatch note job for that. And we'll select our printer. So we'll map it to the warehouse printer in this case. Hit OK and save job. And you see that your jobs populate here once they're saved. So we're still in the HQ. Let's create a job for our invoices now. We'll go new job. Select a module for sales invoices. Select a printer for accounting or wherever you want it to go. OK, save job. And lastly, let's create a job for our dispatch notes. Again, we're in HQ and we're layering our jobs for the HQ. New job. Oh, sorry, we've already done dispatch notes. We need to do sales orders. So we'll go sales orders. Select a printer for the sales department, sales manager, etc. OK. And save job. Now, all of our HQ jobs are listed here. Again, if you wanted to build additional jobs for other locations, you start with creating a service and then layer the jobs on top of that service for that location as we did here. So what we've done is create our sales invoices. Again, that could be a rep out on the field, on the laptop, completes a sales order, it prints directly to the office. Sales invoices, once they're completed, posted, they automatically print to accounting. That could be off-site in a different state or down the hall. Dispatch notes, same scenario. Once completed, they'll go ahead and print to an off-site warehouse or the warehouse directly across the street. So once everything is set to your satisfaction, you hit Start Services, and it's that simple. Everything as far as your printing is concerned will be done automatically from this point after you hit Start Services. So again, that does take care of your printing. Now we just have to do a quick setup for our customers that are set up for electronic documentations. For our customers that are set to receive email documentation, we just want to go into Administration, System Keys. It's going to be Report System Keys. And it's going to be the third option from the top. Automatically email invoices and credits to customers that have invoice medium set to email when they are set to post it. Set that to yes if you want it fully automated. You leave it as no if you want more control over when they go out. Sometimes maybe you want to send it at the end of the week or the end of the day, then leave it at no. Once you turn it to yes, they will be fully automated and automatically email. And that's it. We're done with our administrative portion. So let's see how all of that translates over to the back office. One thing I wanted to review very quickly is, since we've talked so much about default invoice mediums, just wanted to touch on how that's determined. This is because this is very important. This determines the method of which these documents will be transposed. So if default is set to print, obviously it will print. If it's set to email, it will email. This is how that's set up though. So we're going to go into Companies module, select any company. Go into our Customer tab. And what I'm referring to is this right here, Invoice Credit Medium. These are your options here. Email will email, email and letter will do both, and letter will print. Very imperative to make sure that something is addressed there so that the system knows how to automate it. Now this can of course be done in mass through the grid manager. If you have several changes that you want to make across the board, save you a lot of time doing that in the grid manager as well. So now that we've covered the automated options, let's go over the more hands-on approach. Again, if you prefer to send these at the end of the day, end of the week, for example, just know that if you're not using the print agent or auto email, these options are available to you. So first, let's touch on our batch processing, and we'll go into our sales invoices. So just keep in mind, this is for completed invoices that have not printed. Now this will print or email all completed invoices depending on their preset predetermined medium. And the printing status is listed here in this column right here. Obviously the N means no. Anything set to yes, the purpose of that is to stop you from having duplicate printouts. So even if your search returns print jobs that say yes, they won't print because they've already been printed. You'd have to manually print those. So right now I filtered it to only show the ones that have not been printed. So all I need to do at this point is just hit the batch process button. From here, you select your printer, adjust your copies if need be, and always remember to hit Start Jobs. This is the trigger. The action column here will give you an indication of the actual status, the actual action being taken, I should say. So it's P for print, M for mail. Once that's done, the printed status on the ones printed will change from no to yes. Now, I didn't push those through. Obviously, I didn't start the job, but once they're printed, they will change from no to yes to prevent them from being printed again. So that is the batch process. You can also manually print, obviously. So for that, let's go take a look at our dispatch notes. So you can obviously go inside of any dispatch node and print from the Reports tab, as we all know. You can print or email from here. You can highlight, print email from here. Select your printer. You have the option to print and email here, and Start Jobs. while we're in the dispatch notes, I do want to point out a new feature that we have as well. If you're doing this every day with your dispatch notes and or invoices, you probably won't have a lot here in the main module, so you'll have to go into your available lines and build. For dispatch notes, there's a new checkbox here, schedule print agent to print notes in route order. This is a great feature. Will save you a lot of time. Your warehouse workers and drivers will thank you for it. So if you print that, if you check that, everything will print out in order by route. So lastly, I want to touch on a scenario where a customer walks in and they have their merchandise and they just want their proof of purchase / receipt / invoice. So if we go into a sales order, and obviously they walked in, it's allocated because it's something you stock, obviously. So once the order is authorized and the line is moved to an allocated status, if you go to your header tab, you have the option here to invoice available items and dispatch available items. So if you click on invoice, same options, select your printer, print and or email, and start jobs. Same with your dispatch notes. Select printer. You can print and or email, start jobs. Notice that I did not hit start jobs in either instance. I want to show you that even though I didn't hit start jobs, it's still grayed out now. What that indicates is that even though it has not printed, these documents have been created for you and they're waited to be manually printed, or you can catch them in the next batch process after completion. But they have not printed, so they will not be set to yes printed status, so they will be picked up in the next batch process. And that does conclude our forum for today. I do thank you guys for joining us. We will now open the floor for questions.